Today we're diving into 3 shocking Reddit stories from real people who found out that they were being cheated on, some while pregnant, some after years of lies, and one where you won't believe what the wife found on her husband's phone. Now, I'm going to react to each one, break it down, and give some raw, no BS advice that I would give them if they were sitting right in front of me. We're also getting super close to hitting 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who's been rocking with me from the beginning. You know, you're all building this movement right alongside it with me. And if you watched, any of my videos and have not yet subscribed, would now be a good time to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss any future videos and be a part of this journey. Again, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and if God willing, we ever grow this community to over like 100,000 subscribers one day, well, you first 1,000 subscribers, well, you'll know that you've been here since the beginning. But make sure you stick around to the very end of this video because I've got a special announcement to share about how you can get featured on one of my videos. No names, no pressure, just real advice for real situations. But more on that later, so make sure you watch to the end. But that being said, let's start with our first story. All right, story number 1. It goes like this. So my wife cheated on me with a girl colleague of hers. She said she's only been with her about 4 times, as if that's not enough, and that she wasn't the one that initiated. I'm bewildered due to the fact that she allowed for that to happen to begin with, and she claims that it is fine if it's only with another female. She's even offered that the 3 of us get together so it can help me get over it. We've been married for almost 4 years, but we're still waiting for her visa to get approved as she still lives abroad. She claims that she's done this because we had a major fight that led her filing for a divorce only to cancel it during the last hearing. Afterwards, her behavior changed and she became an attention seeker. She's 27 from Morocco and I'm 32 from the United States. My question is, should I stay in this relationship? She literally filed for divorce the first time because I asked her to let me think about whether we can get a streaming service membership. She constantly wants money. She became an attention seeker and started dressing provocatively because she says that she doesn't receive enough attention from me. I've also tried plenty of times to mend things with her. She's blocked me on all apps. My only contact was with her brother. It feels like I'm literally pouring 5 years worth of investment down the drain. I literally put her through school and taught her so many things. I dread that I have to do the same thing all over again. Hold up. So she cheated on him 4 times and tried to downplay it by saying it was with a girl. Oh, so now cheating is okay if it comes with a side of estrogen? Let me tell you something. Betrayal, it doesn't care about gender. And she says it just happened because they got in a fight. Nah, man. See, cheating isn't a mistake. It's a decision. It takes text. It takes planning. It takes deception. She didn't trip and fall into bed with her coworker. She chose that route. Now she's out here offering you for the 3 of you to get together like it's some kind of band-aid for the scar that she has left on your trust. You don't stay with someone because you've invested too much time. You leave because your soul cannot afford the bankruptcy that comes from staying. You do realize that the moment that she gets that visa that she badly wants, you'll be the first receipt that she deletes. She ain't loyal. She ain't remorseful. She ain't even in your country, and she still finds a way to ruin your peace remotely. This woman filed for divorce over what? A damn Netflix subscription, for crying out loud, but couldn't file any respect under your name after 5 years of sacrifice. Bro, I don't care if you taught her English, algebra, or how to freaking make pancakes. You don't teach someone how to love you. That comes standard with integrity. Here's my advice to you, which, by the way, all advice I give here it's not legal or professional advice. It's all personal opinions and advice that I give you all as a friend. So, walk away. Now, she's playing international emotional blackjack and you're the house that she's robbing. Get the evidence, stop texting her, go through legal channels, document everything. Don't play her game, close the board entirely. God didn't bring you this far to be a stepping stone in someone else's exit strategy. You know, you're not her visa, you're not her backup plan, you're not her emotional ATM. You've got a decision to make. You know, you either stay in a love triangle with a manipulator who weaponizes her sexuality to control you, or you heal like a man of God and walk like a man who finally knows his worth. But you got to make the move now. All right, let's go to story number 2. Story number 2 says, my husband and I are both 30 years old. I recently found out he had an affair with his coworker 2 years ago while I was 2 months pregnant. He had a relationship with her for 3 months before she left for a new job. He said they don't talk anymore. I asked too many questions and now I know too much and the extent of what they did. He claims they never slept together, just kissed. He told her he loved her. I can't stop playing the scenarios in my head. It's torture. I knew her too. She was my friend. He brought her around me. She came over to our house to hang out. We've been to concerts together. During that whole time, they were hooking up any chance they had. He said he was going through a rough time, and the past years I have made it to where he couldn't talk to me about anything anymore without it becoming an argument. I still don't understand his reasoning because I was there for him. I was a punching bag at one point, listening to all of his problems and helped fix some of the issues. I still can't believe it. I was kept in the blind. I feel like the rug was pulled from underneath me. My world is shattered. My fairy tale life and our little family is gone. The man I loved, grew with, had a child with, is capable of lying to me for years, keeping secrets from me and lied to my face for years. Years. These past 7, almost 8 months now, he has shown remorse. He has shown how sorry he is and he regrets it. I've cried every single day since I found out. I just don't feel the same anymore. I see him different now. There are some days I wish I never knew. Some days I feel like we can work it out. I have waves of wanting to keep trying and wanting him out of my life. We don't argue in front of our son because I don't want him to see or hear us. I want our son to remain the happy boy he is, but it is killing me to know this is inevitable, that he will soon know what's going on. Till this day, I still feel the exact same way I did when I found out. We are separated at the moment and I am staying with my sister. None of our families or friends know what's going on, but overall, I think I'm going to get a divorce. I can't keep living in this never-ending thought of what they did and what he did to me. I feel betrayed. I feel alone when I am with him. I am filled with hate and rage. I don't wish this kind of pain on anyone. I just need a place to vent since I haven't told anyone. I will eventually seek out individual therapy for myself, but for right now, I just want to focus on making sure my son has everything he needs from me. Wow. So let me get this straight. He cheated on you while you were 2 months pregnant with his coworker who also happens to be your friend. And then he had the audacity to bring her around the house. You went to concerts together. She sat on your couch, probably smiled in your face while she was kissing your man behind your back. And he says, we never slept together, just kissed. My sister in Christ, since when did making out with someone other than your spouse while married become a minor offense? He says he was going through a rough time. Well, tough times don't make people cheat. Weak character does. You were pregnant, carrying his legacy. You know, you didn't just get cheated on. You got ambushed in your own home by your own people while growing a child inside of you. Now, that was more than infidelity. That was spiritual warfare. He clearly wasn't capable of handling the kind of woman God blessed him with. Understand that many people, they cheat because their character couldn't carry the weight of loyalty. You know, this man treated your trust like a glass chandelier, you know, and shattered it. With the woman who stood in your kitchen smiling, probably holding your baby gifts and your damn snacks. And now you're bleeding emotionally from wounds that you didn't even know existed until 2 years later. And if any of you watching this can relate to this story, let me say this clearly. Separation isn't the failure. Staying somewhere that destroys you from the inside out is. You're already winning by removing yourself. You're already healing by saying, I deserve better. The real victory ain't in staying, it's in saving your sanity. Yes, talk to a therapist if you have to, or subscribe to this channel, of course. But also talk to a lawyer, because while your trust was shattered, don't let your rights get shattered too. You have a child, you have a legacy, and it deserves a peaceful mother. Know that God didn't let you find out now by accident. He let you see it 2 years later because he wanted you to see it when you had the strength to leave. You're not weak. You're just wounded. And wounds heal when you stop hiding them and start cleaning them. You say some days you wish you never knew. I get it. But sometimes God removes the curtain, not to destroy your fairy tale, but to rescue you from the fiction. So let your healing be louder than his excuses. Let your growth outshine his guilt. Let your story be the one that your son reads when he learns what strength looks like. And let the girl inside of you, the one that dreamed of, that fairy tale you're talking about, wake up to the woman who survived the nightmare and build a kingdom out of the ashes. All right, story number 3. She says, I'm 31, currently 8 months pregnant. My husband goes out to work every weekend and comes back late after midnight and says work was busy. Anyways, I saw a new app on his phone called Text Now, and he has these types of messages on it. Do I approach him? So, you're 8 months pregnant, carrying a child, carrying his child, and this man is out here carrying conversations with women who charge more than an Uber ride to Los Angeles International Airport. This man ain't coming home late because he's working overtime. That's a man working overtime on betrayal. What you carry in your womb doesn't change what you need to carry in your spirit, which is standards, self-worth, and boundaries. You think love is about staying? No. Love is about safety, about honor, about loyalty behind closed doors. And if your man is out here entertaining entertainers while you're home growing his legacy, that ain't a man. That's a liability with a wedding ring. A real man doesn't disappear when life gets real. He doesn't run to cheap pleasure while you're fighting nausea, back pain, insomnia. He leans in, he shows up, he rubs your feet, he prays with you at night. He doesn't vanish and download, burner apps to text women offering all positions. What positions? The only position that he should be thinking about is being positioned next to you and his child to be a good damn father and a good husband. This man, he thinks he's slick, hiding behind a Text Now app. But what he's really doing is writing his exit letter, and you need to be the one that signs off on it. So again, here's my advice as a friend, and not as an attorney or a licensed therapist, but just simply, as a friend. Screenshot what you got, save it, lawyer up. Don't announce your move, just make it. Don't confront him emotionally, confront him legally. Protect yourself, get a record of everything. Let him tell the state why his child support should come with a side of regret. Don't let some weak man's cheap thrills abort your destiny. You were called to be a mother and a warrior, not an emotional punching bag. So dry your eyes, stack your receipts, call a lawyer, then rise up. Because he might have thought that he was playing you, but he just set you up for the biggest comeback story of your life. And you don't need a man who pays for all positions. You need a God who positions you for greater things. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If this video made you think differently, if it gave you, clarity, if it gave you courage, do me one favor. Share this with someone who, has been hurt, but is still stuck. Let them know that they're not alone. Now, here's the announcement that I promised you at the beginning of the video. This channel isn't just about me giving advice. I want it to be about us building something real, something raw and transformational together. So if you have a situation that you're going through, a breakup, a betrayal, or just, a relationship question that's been weighing heavy on you, I want to help you as a friend. You must follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM there, and tell me what you're going through. I'll respond to it here on a YouTube video, just like this one. I won't shout out your names. You'll stay completely anonymous, because sometimes healing, it doesn't come from silence. It comes from someone that's finally saying what you need to hear. And that's what I try to do. So if you're ready, follow me on Instagram. I'll leave a link to my socials down in the description, and send me that message. And of course, don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and the journey is just getting started. This is more than a channel. It's a movement. Thanks for watching.